Wow, what a film. First of all, how are you feeling right now? What's going through each and all of your heads after you've just finished the film? We have one mic that you'll have to pass down, unfortunately.
Stoked, yeah, stoked. It all came together, it looks beautiful, it sounds beautiful, the editing was incredible. Sav, oh my god. Yeah, very, very, very proud of everyone's job, and it came together very nicely.
Amazing. Does anyone else have any other thoughts on it at all?
Thanks, guys, for cheering. I'm excited for whatever's next, so always one step ahead.
Always one step ahead. That sounds amazing to me.
Alright.
I will quickly say, it's always nerve-wracking to see it for the first time with everybody here. So obviously thank you all for your support as well. But it looks amazing, the colour, all the sound, the music. Oh my goodness, incredible. Round of applause for that. I hope it looked spooky to everyone. So,
amazing. I just might hop in here, and while Usual has the mic, I have a question for you. Or a question to everyone if anyone wants to jump in as well. What was the inspiration behind In and Out? Talk to us about the development process for the project, and what inspirations you drew on, or any key themes and messages that you really wanted to convey in this project.
That's a long question. Well, talking about inspiration, I am blessed with this amazingly talented cast and crew. I'm sorry I'm repeating it again. They're very these lovely people. I'm surrounded by these people, talented cast and crew. They inspire me to challenge myself to become better every day and to do better than yesterday. Apart from that, talking to the film and the story, how I got motivated. So earlier this year we did a short film called Don't Think Twice for the last Canberra Arts and Short Film Festival. It was Tainted Talent, and our cinematographer James Sisket, he won the best cinematographer award from that license. Yes, and it was Tainted Talent. It was really rushed. And then after the festival, we both decided that we have to do one more because it was really rushed. The properly invested one, and then so when I did that film, I had to find an abandoned house, and Nicholas, who is here somewhere, he helped me find the house, which was owned by Isabelle, who played the Diana in and Out. And then as soon as I saw her, I saw the character in her. Okay, Diana. You're not gonna believe me, I can see the character in you. And I explained her the character, she loved it, and she said she's been wanting to do this character for so long, and she really appreciated me, and she agreed to do the role. And yes, lastly, we submitted 3 films to the Canberra Short Film Festival last year, and they honored me with the Best Director Award for all 3 films. And from that,
round of applause for that
one. And from that, I thought, I talked to my teams, and hey, we're gonna make another film for Canberra Short Film Festival, so to say thank you, right? And said, hell yeah. And so that's another reason that we want to make this film. And I also have to give a big shout out to the Horror Trophies Canberra Short Film Festival. From that we won the Best Director and Best Film Award. So we're preparing for film for that too. So yeah, inspiration everywhere. All of you. Motivation. Yes, thank you. My time is up.
Yeah, that's so good. I just might pop down. Do you want to pass the mic down to Andy? We're about the visual language of the film. So this, Jimmy, you can hop on to this as well. Describe the process in creating, you know, the visual look of the film from a cinematography perspective, but also from a production design perspective, because there's multiple locations like a bar and a house. Talk to us about your process in, you know, how you fill that space out.
Well, I guess we start with a script, right? That has, Ujwal's very descriptive in his scripts, like very, very descriptive. So that kind of gives a lot to start with, which is really great. And I guess the locations too. Like so there's a whole side story about the bar. We won't even go into that because that had to change last minute, and that really messed up a lot. But we started with this house, that crazy house that we shot out at in the Blue Mountains. We all decided to go on a road trip together, just to go and scope out the house and just talk about how we were going to shoot it and lighting and stuff like that. Was really, really cool. And as soon as we pulled up to the house, like, it's just filled with visuals. Like, I can take some credit for the production design that's in there, but the house did a lot of the heavy lifting. The guys that own that house just have this immaculate, quirky taste, so it kind of just really suited. And I don't know, I think like just walking through there and seeing all the things that we had to work with, especially like working in lower budget stuff, it's amazing that we had so much to play with, because often when we're shooting, like, we're just given very blank spaces, especially if you're like renting Airbnbs, which is what a lot of us do to try and do homes. They're like IKEA. And so I'm just like, shit, I have to bring in so much stuff. Sorry, there's no kids in here, right? I swear, my bad. Sorry. This is after hours, I guess. Yeah, so I don't know, I feel like the house had a lot, the house gave a lot, the location gave a lot. And then, yeah, I don't know, I just set to work and have the trust of Ujwal to let me just kind of run wild with what's in my mind a lot of the time. I kind of just send him stuff and be like, what do you think? And he's like, yeah, sure. And then I also just have like deep trust in this man's eye and framing things that I know he's going to make it look beautiful no matter what, you know. And then obviously we come into like lighting and all these other amazing things.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that, Jimmy. So talk to us about your lighting process, especially in that film, and, you know, per location between like the houses and the bar, and like, you know, the exterior as well.
Yeah, well, as Andy said, it was all flipped on its head for the bar scene very last minute, so we went to scout a new bar. For the bar, very big cliche, but I just absolutely loved that final scene of La La Land where they're in the bar and Mia sees Sebastian and they look at each other. So I wanted to like light it similar to that. And I feel like we got pretty close. Like, of course, we were limited to what the bar's decor was, and they couldn't change a whole lot of stuff. And then for the big house, I just wanted to make it look like Beauty and the Beast. As soon like when we went to the location scout, and I just saw all the colours and the very bright gold and oranges on the frames, and then into the very deep teals and dark navies into the wall. I just thought of Beauty and the Beast in the remake. I was like, oh god, I want to make it look like that. That was probably the main inspirations, and then again, which was so accommodating, just everything I sent to him, he was like, go. Went on with it, and then I had an incredible team of lighting techs and general help.
Yeah, round of applause for our lighting techs and cameras
and yeah, I think.
Yeah, amazing. Perfect. So we'll move on to our actors now. Talk to us about your characters. What you love about them, what you hate about them, and talk us through your process in finding, you know, the core ethos of your characters.
Yeah, so for me, it was very fun to play with Aleira because in the script I was given a certain character and a certain vibe. I was reading through it and it was described to be, you know, a girl with an innocent smile and short curly hair. I was like, I wonder who that could be. And it was interesting as I was doing a deep dive into this character. It was fun to play with a lot of the different aspects around her, like including, because I wanted to add more dynamic to her, not just, you know, what you're seeing, but also what you're hearing, which is why I decided to do an accent.
which is a lot of fun. It's the first time doing an accent for a film. But yeah, it was also a lot of fun to just like, it was really easy to play my character given, you know, I was able to bounce off an amazing actor as well. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with the cast and crew in general, and yeah, it was just a great experience overall, doing all the acting stuff and then figuring out the character as well. So.
Amazing. Moving on to Sav.
Thank you. My name is Savahna and my character's name is Savahna. So, no, actually in preparation for this film, Ujwal and I met quite a few times in the weeks before. We really kind of decided to unpack the script. It was all in here, I wanted to get it onto my paper from there. But what we really focused on and what I really asked him about was animals as well, using that as an external. So we were talking about the rats and poisoning the rats and the birds being caged, and so trying to embody particular physical elements of those animals and using them in the physicality throughout the film. And then obviously undoing all of that as soon as I can see that Diana has had the tea and knowing I'm in the clear, being able to just lay back and then take up a lot more space on film. So we really kind of, I decided for this film to focus a lot more on outside in and seeing what I could, or in and out, so there you go. I went out and in. But yeah, just seeing what would come up for me physically. I'm really big on costume and body language, so I really kind of tried to focus on that and then let that kind of undo itself towards the end so that we could see how she as a character evolved and changed throughout the circumstances.
And so Caitlin, lucky last.
I wish I had as deep of an answer as these two lovely actresses, but I actually was going to play a different role originally, just like one line, but then the night before, I believe, Annie emailed me asking if I can do the role of Ruby, so I didn't have very much time to build out my character that much. She was just a girl at a bar that's just chatting pretty much, is the depth of her. But I've been working with Ujwal for like a few years now on his different projects, and big or small, I'll be in all his films because they just keep getting better and better every year. And you have like the best crew and cast around you, and I absolutely have the best time every time we're like making a film. So I was just so happy to be a part of it in whatever way.
Amazing. Round of applause for that one. Let's pass down the mic to our composer. Talk to us about your process in scoring the film. I noticed while watching that or listening to it as well, you use heavily a lot of strings and then there's that piano motif. Talk to us about that process in finding the sound for in and out.
I have no idea what I'm really doing, honestly, most of the time. But I think a good film really has a lot to play with it. So when I get a good film, obviously these guys did an incredible job. It's paced well, the coloring is incredible. And so I kind of draw inspiration from that. And this was obviously the house was going for the Beauty and the Beast vibes. And it was very bluey, very cold to me. And it obviously felt very cold because of the amazing work he has put in. And I thought, I want very cold instrumentation. That's where like the little, I don't know what you call them, it was like a synth. It was that's where that came out. It was very cold, very, I guess, blue colors to me. And then, I just kind of layer stuff on top of that and just see what feels good to me. Obviously, I kind of follow the film. I don't have honestly much of a process. I just kind of go with the flow. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing like 95% of the time.
It's all about the intuition, that's what it's about.
Yeah, it's like
finding it as you go. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm sure, somewhere deep inside me there's something there.
You just can't articulate it now, that's what you're saying.
Honestly, I don't think there is anything, really. No, guys, I swear I know what I'm doing. You're not wasting your time.
Amazing. I think that's about time for any audience questions. Does anyone from the audience have questions to our wonderful panelists? Yes. I will run this mic up to you.
Oh, I could just talk loud.
Go for it.
I wish I could ask everyone a question, but congratulations, Ujjwal. Congratulations, everyone. That was really amazing. And you absolutely know what you're doing. That sound is insane. My question was for Sav. I just wanted to know sort of where you're coming from or what you were calling from as an actress. Obviously, like playing the first majority part of the film a certain way, using your physicality, as you said, and then only having about a minute to like show the true person. Sort of, yeah. What could you speak to on that? Where I feel like it'd be really hard to not overdo it. I think you did a great job. So I'd love to hear about that.
Absolutely. This is my first time doing a storyline like this. I think naturally I fit into very like girl next door stuff. So it was kind of fun to be a little evil. But yeah, no, we also shot everything in kind of 2 blocks. So we did the entire Blue Mountains house, and then over a month later we came back and we did the bar scene. So it was really important that everything was marked out script-wise, so that when I was revisiting the start of the edit, but in the second half of filming, I knew where I was going. And so it was important that I kind of blocked it into 3 parts. At the beginning, when I was in the bar, it needed to be that I could kind of be taken as evil or not evil, and then kind of really bring that down and make that really timid and quiet and small at the house. So as soon as, it was a good marker for me to the T-sit, to know that, all right, now is just, the 1 minute that I've got to really just like open everything up as well, and just be a bit more playful and add a bit of like improv-y bits and stuff throughout that monologue at the end. So it's just really important to know your script and plot it out beforehand, so you know where you've got teeny tiny moments to kind of say a lot more than you have dialogue-wise to say. So yeah, thanks, Tills.
Does any of the actors want to answer to that question as well, or it's okay if you say no?
I can add a moment. So for our VFX team, William and Tom, so they did amazing. So the last final scene when Savahna shows up a true character in the film. No. So we got carried away by her performance, and we completely forgot that Diana, our character, was blinking. And then,
I was going to ask about that. I was looking at her going, there's no way that she can hold her eyes open.
And then when we did a first draft, it was like, oh no, it doesn't make sense. And then we completely forgot, and we got carried away because of her amazing performance, and we had to do it. So I sent text to William, said, hey, William, can you do this? Of course. And how many blinks? Maybe 2. He said, he came back to me, there are 14 visual. The camera is moving. And focusing in and out. What? I know you got this, okay? And so we got lazy. It was super freezing cold, right? And we had like 9 or 10 cars lined up in the yard. And we had the drone shot, and damn, we can see the cars. Hey, William, please take these cars out, please. So thank you so much for VFX team for making that epic.
Thanks for always coming to does anyone else have any questions for our panelists? Yeah.
First off, congratulations, everyone. Great film. I was just wondering what equipment did you use and where did you get it?
Such a filming.
Jimmy, let's talk about maybe your camera kit, or
so it was I shot it on a Red Komodo, and then we had some Laowa nanomorphs, like the very tiny anamorphic lenses, which were pretty good. Cam and I had a good amount of fun trying to fit them to the red.
Really soft.
Yeah, very soft. But it looked pretty vintage, so it was cool. And then lighting kit was just everything I owned and everything my friends owned. So these guys. And Quentin, wherever he is. So yeah.
you can obviously have a chat to them after the networking event to get the real deep dive. I'm sure they'll be happy to talk to you.
Yeah, I'll tell you what coding we're on.
All the settings. Any other questions? Yes.
So I was just wondering, how did you organize like the bar scene? Like, what place did you like rent out a place, and how did you get all those extras for like such a small project like this?
Ujwal knows a lot of people.
I was going to say, I think it's a usual question.
Okay, I think Ruby and Spencer deserve the big round of applause for this one because they brought more friends. Obviously, I invited some people that they didn't turn up, but some people did definitely turn up, like Dunja, and I can't see anybody from here. I'm sorry if I'm missing you guys, but thank you for being there. But then majority of the people were organized by Ruby and Spencer. Thank you so much. Love you all. Okay.
Do you want
We do have a bar story. Okay, so
tell this story?
What are you doing? The bar cancels on you the day before.
Okay, so anyone that's had to make a film and has to scout locations, it's a bit of a nightmare sometimes. We got really lucky with the house. We were a little bit unlucky with Tiger Lane because we weren't meant to be there and we got kicked out, but we just filmed anyway. But yeah, like I said, we did some location scouting. We went to a bar. Should I name them? Should I? We had organised a shoot at Molly. We had everything organised, like, I want to say 2-3 weeks out.
Yep.
And had planned shots and everything. Like, we knew exactly how we were going to move through that space and where we were going to have people and how we were going to deck it out and everything. And then on the morning of, we get a text message being like, sorry guys, I won't go into details of what they said, but like basically, sorry, you can't use the bar. So, and we had between cast and crew like 50 people turning up. We like roped in our friends and everything to come and do it. So that was a bit crazy. But we did salvage that day by doing the alleyway shoot and Tiger Lane actually that day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was salvageable, but it was a bit of a mishmash. And thankfully, most of these guys were still in bed, but as production designer, you're generally there an hour before everybody else. So my car was packed and I was in the car with my coffee and all keen, and then got a text message from Ujwal being like, so, can't do this today. So that bit, a little bit. But yeah, then true to Ujwal, who's just like the connector of everybody, he was like, yo, I have this friend that has another bar. We should go and check it out. So we went and scoped out Blackbird, who came to the rescue. And it was definitely not what we were planning to start with, but it ended up pretty perfect. Like, yeah, it's a pretty cool little like dark, dingy spot. Not as much as I would like to play with, but we worked with what we had, which was really cool. And yeah, just like roped in friends. These guys definitely brought most of their friends down. Okay, Ruby, just Ruby. Yeah, so was the bartender there, guys. Oh, Ryan. Yeah, so I guess it's just location scouting wise, you just go to places and see what you like, and then all you can do is ask. And most people are like pretty cool to let you use their space as long as you credit them and make their space look good. And I think we made it look pretty good, right? Like better than no, we made it.
It definitely looked amazing. I think we have time for one more question, if anyone has one. Yeah?
What was the funniest moment on set?
Open to everyone.
Did anyone break anyone?
Oh, the birds.
Oh my god. Do I have to do it?
Do it.
I think it's Andy. You telling this bird story?
Yeah.
Story time. Ujwal loves to throw really difficult elements at us every time we do a film. I'm just going to say that. Last time it was trying to create rain for the LCA film in the freezing cold. That was great. And I didn't know that I'd be doing that, and I didn't bring a raincoat. So we'll just leave that at that. This time you wanted animals. So we had like mice. They were pretty chill, or one mouse, but I think she had two, right?
Yeah.
And then we're out at the house, and Ujwal's like, man, what do you guys reckon about bringing some birds? And I was like, nah. I don't want to deal with animals, man, especially when they don't belong to us. And he's like, but this beautiful bird cage is at the house. We've got to put some birds in it and like symbolism, right? I was like, all right, cool. And James is just like, I don't want anything to do with this. And I'm like, I don't want anything to. No one else on crew wanted anything to do with these birds. Which was just going on and on about these birds. So it's just like in the group chat, it's just on and on about these birds. And he's like, guys, I found these birds. It's like he's willing to like loan us these birds to take. I was like, all right, cool. And then he's messaging me being like, so what do we do about feeding birds? And I was like, I told you, nothing about birds. I don't want anything to do with these birds. You gotta bring them, that's your responsibility. So like these guys very carefully bring these birds all the way out to the Blue Mountains in the back of the car. We get them in the house and everybody's just like stressed about them the whole time. Like, I don't know if you know about like little budgies, they're very sensitive little beings. And you've got to keep them not too bright, not too dark, not too cold, not too hot, not too noisy, and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, they're pretty chill for the weekend. And then the last day, was it the last day that we shot?
I think last day.
The last day we decided to put them in this gigantic, you saw the gigantic cage that they're in. But we didn't like play with that cage at all before we got there. So we didn't realize how fragile that thing was too. So anyway, we get them in there and they're fine in there. And then we're at the end of the shoot and we're like, wait. How do we get them back into their cage? How do we get them out and back into their cage? And it ended up being like a 10-man operation. Shout out to Cam who actually had to do most of it. It's like also true to form, this man brought the birds, but when it came time to pull them out, he just disappeared. We don't know where his trolley is. And that was like the most stressful part of the whole trip, was getting the birds from that cage into their own cage without possibly giving them a heart attack. And there was one moment that one of them had like gotten free and had flown over to the sink where I was doing washing up, and this thing was sitting there and you could just see it was like but like I'd never seen something's heart beating so fast, and I was like, this thing's gonna die right in front of me. Yeah, this thing's gonna explode and we're gonna come back with one bird. Anyway, we got it back in and it was fine, and they got home fine.
Yep.
No animals were harmed. No birds were harmed.
But I was just like, man, I'm never. I just want to say in front of everyone, I'm pretty sure Israel said no more animals on set.
Unconvincing when he says. What about our actors? Were there any like specific moments that were really memorable to you? Final nights?
I wouldn't say that this was fun, but there was a bit of chaos on set, actually, particularly for the bar scene with me, because I didn't know what to do around drinks, apparently. Because obviously in the film there was a lot of drink spilling. Savahna, I'm so sorry. But when we were doing the scene where we were meant to turn into each other and knock the drinks over, we kind of just went straight into it. There was no blocking or rehearsals of what was going to happen with the drink, how far we were going to go with it. So I was like, okay, so I'm just going to spill this drink somewhere. We'll make it work, I guess. And Brielle was like, all right, let's go for a take. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. So comes to the take, and then everything's going smoothly, and then we go to do the turn. I spill the drink all over Savahna's dress. I spilled it all over her dress accidentally, and it, I felt terrible afterwards, but there was a lot more drink spilling after that as well, because on the table I kept spilling the drink again and again and again. And I'm like, oh, don't spill it this time, I spilled it again, because I didn't hear that, I'm sorry. Just a lot of drink spilling and chaos, so yeah.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but the camera wasn't even on us for that shot.
Yeah, we'll get it.
It wasn't even on us. The spill was real, but it wasn't on us, so the camera wasn't.
Yeah.
That was good.
But hey, at least it looked realistic, because it was realistic. Yeah.
No, that was the way funny.
Yeah. Amazing. I think that is the end of our Q&A session. Let's get a big round of applause for